I am Aubrey Apple, and welcome to Living to Your Highest Potential. I have a pen right here because I was just writing what I've learned in YouTube, listening to Lewis Hughes, and he was talking about knowledges. And I was thinking in my last episode that when I was talking about taking care of yourself internally, I mentioned education was my third point. The first one was meditation, and the second one was playtime, and then the third one was education. Education is such a big deal for me because it is innate with my family. My great grandfather, who I grew up with, was a judge and also a practice lawyer till he passed at the age of 99. He practiced law until the day he died. He did not retire, and he was a well educated man, and I highly admire him. Then there is my grandfather, who is a job lawyer for the military, and he's also a very well educated man. And my parents as well are very educated people, and my siblings and I are also educated. I, however, just stopped in a bachelor's degree in accounting, and I stopped because I just didn't really pursue education after I graduated. I was not just tired of the whole systems of education, and I also start questioning education itself. I knew I'm only doing it for my family's sake, not really for my own sake. And most of my generation do a lot of our education based on our family's um, expectation to what we should be doing in our life. And in my culture, we're mostly nurses. And there's nothing wrong with the medical field, especially nurses, but it's the safest route, and it's where parents push their kids to concentrate on. And I have a lot of nurses in my family, including my own mother. And I was supposed to be a nurse, but I don't know. I knew I was more than what my parents told me to be. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It is the safest job during the whole COVID. Every nurse was in need, and it's the only job, including accountants. My father always say that when you're a nurse, you will always find job anywhere you go. And also the second one is accountants, because everybody needs an accountant. That's what he always told me, and he was right. During the whole pandemic, I got a job, and I did not lose my job. I either quit being an accountant or get a job in accounting, and he was right. However, it is not my first choice of what I really wanted to do, and I never really got into that point of what I really wanted to. I just knew I wanted to be a veterinarian, and I didn't get to do that because I started studying nurses. And then when I was in school, I learned a lot of things, but that education did not really help me with real life. I started listening to a lot of people who are well off beyond their means, and who did not go to school. And I start thinking, like, why, how are they making it, and what's the difference? Because I thought that to be successful in life, you have to be highly educated, and I found that that's not true. And when I became a mom, I did not quite, when I become a mom, as I mentioned before, I didn't really pick up any books outside curriculum of my education. Unless I have to pass something, I won't really read anything about it, unless it's a really good novel book, like Harry Potter or Eat, Pray, and Love. I read all of those stuff because it's fun, but I did not read any books besides anything that is fun or school related. And like I mentioned before, I read the book Baby Wise. It was the very first book that I read as a self-help book. And I just start thinking, like, when you become a mom, you just automatically assume that you know everything, right? Like, you just know how to put your baby to sleep, you just know how to feed your baby. It's just all instinct. Yes, there is instinct, but there's also things that we must learn being a parent. And I thought that I could just wing it. And it is the most important job in the whole world, is being a parent. And I don't understand why most of my families do not read or understand or educate themselves about parenting. And then after that one, I start thinking, what else is out there that I needed to educate myself in? And I've learned so many things in the last 2 years that certain things are actually not true, and I've learned even more stuff, self-educated myself, than going to school and paying a lot of money to the universities and colleges. And and then I realized that school had stopped me from real education, and I was pissed. I was so mad because I have all this back student loan. I did not realize that when I left the university that I just wasted my time. I really did. And I was really mad because I have all these massive student loans from just taking classes that does not even matter. It really didn't. Like theology, why must I take theology or algebra that costs thousands of dollars to take what I really needed to learn in my fields of study? Like I was an accounting major, but I have to take algebra or different kinds of curriculum. Why must I take different kinds of credit that wasted my time and my money to study accounting? Then when I left the university and I went to real life accounting work, it did not even, wait, let me get rid of this pen. It did not even like match up. Like there was so many things in real life that did not prepare me for the real world in the university. And although my degree had helped me get a job, it did not really help me with what I needed to accomplish with real life situation in accounting. And I'm sure if you take classes to become a pilot or surgeons or nurses or doctors, you have to go to school and you have to learn the basic things. But there are so many things in our educational system that really stopped me from really educating myself. And now I've been an avid student, and I've just keep going through YouTube and reading books and audiobooks and Think and Grow Rich and many kinds of different books out there that helps my mind expand. I realize that to educate yourself, you must learn how to seek. Yes, seek. Just keep seeking. Hi, am I pronouncing that right? Seek. Like, look for it. Okay, sorry if my accent is coming out. But yes, you have to first seek. I start seeking books, I start seeking interviews and people who are so mindful. And once I start seeking education, I got education. Seek your thoughts because your mind is always eavesdropping in what you are thinking. And my thought before was victim mentality and also limited beliefs of what I can and cannot do. And I start realizing certain things after I start seeking education. I don't have to be a professional this or that to travel the world or to vacay. And no, I don't have to be a six-figure to live in Maui. And no, I don't have to have that husband that is rich for me to live my life. It was me seeking those kind of thoughts that kind of transpired to reality. And as the Bible quoted, that words comes to flesh. And my words before and my thoughts was very, very minimal. Words were very important to me. And then before, my words were, no, I cannot, no, that's not possible, or I'm too small, or I'm a girl, or I'm Asian and I can't do that, I can't do this, I'm too dark, or I'm too this or that. And my thought just keeps transpiring because that's what comes to reality. When I start educating myself and start feeding my mind of possibility, more things start happening for me. And this is the reason why I started a YouTube channel, is so that I could practice my communication skill, because I have this goal to actually travel the world and educate younger me's out there, especially in the Philippines, who have limited beliefs as I grew up to be, and teach. And I wanted to teach the younger ones out there, especially Filipina girls or Asian girls or any little girls out there who have limited beliefs because their parents told them that this and that and this and that and this and that. And because I grew up that way, I understand, and I want to learn how to speak properly, so that when the time comes and I do get to travel the world and speak publicly, I am ready. And this video is definitely helping me, so thank you for listening. I started seeking education from Evan Carmichael. He would just pick up clips from different people who are very well educated by practice. And also Lewis Hughes, he would interview a lot of people as well that are very highly educated. And also Tom Bew, he also interviewed a lot of prestigious by mind people. And I'm very, very well into listening to Oprah, because she is the most mindful person I know, and she is just beyond out there. And her Super Soul Conversation, the people she interviews are beyond my imagination, and just I'm in awe and all these people and the things that I've learned and things that I did not learn from conventional education. And I realized that universities and colleges are from thing in the past. They are structured like a cookie cutter, and they structure their curriculum so that people who get out of colleges and universities will be workers for life. And that is me. That is exactly me. I was structured to be an employee, to be an 8 to 5, and to collect paychecks and do 401k. And I start questioning that. And when I tell people I don't believe in 401k or Social Security, and then I start listening to all these people, especially Robert Kiyosaki, who says, I don't believe in stocks or 401k or Social Security. And he explained why. And I'm like, yes, it's not just me. And there's so many people out there also who are against 401k and believe that that's just a trap from the government. And I can't explain certain things. And I'm so happy that I heard these people, and I've also get verified that that is actually not a good way to start off your retirement. And I loved it.
I don't invest in the stock market. So when you wonder why so many people struggle financially, is they haven't challenged the hypnosis, the words, go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, pay taxes. Until you question those hypnotic trances, you don't change. When I say that to adults, they get angry at me. So, well, that's what I've done. I said, well, that's why you're poor. But when I said to young people, you have a chance yet. You have a chance. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying question the hypnotic trance put in your head, because that's what keeps people poor.
And I definitely question my parents. Yes, if they see this, they're gonna be like, I did not agree with what my father told me to go to school and become a nurse, and then after nursing, maybe doctorate or accounting, and then maybe law. And so when I stopped in accounting, he forced me to study for CPA, and my works also forced me to study for CPA. They even asked me to not work every Friday to study for my CPA, and I did. I was a student.
Our schools teach us to be ICs, independent contractors.
Okay.
Or self-employed, or even if you're an employee, you're still an independent contractor who has a job.
And I see the difference, and I also see their lifestyle. When they go on vacation, they're working, and when they're getting married, they're on their computer answering emails. I did not want that for myself. If I became a CPA and I have to do what they're doing, I said, no way. I am not gonna be a CPA. And then when I saw the paycheck, I was just like, it's not me. So I quit the CPA, but I did not quit my practice in accounting. However, I did still continue to educate myself in many, many different areas. Seek education more than what is taught in school. And most importantly, be mindful of what is in your thought, because thoughts do transpire to reality. I'm quoting the Bible here, words becomes flesh. Aloha, I'm Aubrey Apple, and thank you for listening to Living to Your Highest Potential.
They say invest in the stock market for your pension. Well, why would you do that? Because that's how they get your money. And get out of debt when guys like me are using debt as money. So question it. That's all I'm saying.